Kids don't understand that.
Sorry.
Kids don't understand that.
Wow, this is political propaganda.
Kids don't understand that.
Sorry.
Can't play well, play loud.
Did you just abandon us in our hour of need?
Kids don't understand that. Kids don't understand that.
Turn into like a step. Turn into like a step.
Apologies to everyone watching.
Kids don't understand that. Welcome everybody. Hola, says up jump pixels. Jim says hello. Welcome everybody. All right, so Punk Moth says hi. All right, so I'm going to try to color the page, and there's a little bit of backgrounds that I need to kind of draw as I'm coloring. Not draw, but trace over, do some lasso tool art with. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll put on some of that fancy music in the background that repeats over and over and over again. Turn it down a little so it's not too crazy. Because I won't talk much as I'm waiting for people to come in. So let's see. All right. So I actually kept redoing this main page, this scene in the upper left-hand corner. I kept redoing it on Saturday, tweaking the colors. I think I'm pretty happy with it now. And then the page below it, I colored on Saturday. So I'm going to try to match now this next page to those two pages, which might mean I might tweak those two pages a little bit as I color these. So we'll see what happens. Oh, I've got a border around there. I need to export a new file from Clip. Let's see, where is it? What page are we on? 31, 32. Look at that. I got to pan the flats. I must have given the flats with that crazy border. All right. Let's clean up these flats real quick before I start. There it is. It's probably good enough. Wish I would have drawn this character to the right just a little bit more. But hey, whatever. Okay. Just adjusting these flats real quick so they're consistent. Anything I'm missing? Okay. Welcome, Lizzie. Welcome. Love your work. Thank you. Here's Nick. Good seeing you, Nick. We got Matt. What's up, Matt? Back at the live streams. You got to come on if you can. There's Nick again. Nick and the other Nick. All right. Now that I did that, let's see. I'm going to separate these flats just a little bit. I want to separate the white border. We'll just put that on its own layer. I never select that. And I'll delete the border here. That way it doesn't select their eye whites and stuff if I select that white. But I know what I need to change. What's going on? That's like that. Now, I'm going to delete. What do I want to delete? I want to delete the outside. That way I can have the backgrounds painted behind that. Ooh, I need to export my sketches. Okay. 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 Koi says, do you draw your layouts on paper or is it all digital? My layouts are done in this little book. Not a little book, but in here. I'll show you. So like this, I have thumbnails and I have my script here. So that's how I do my layouts, just little tiny thumbnails, and then I do the sketch on the Cintiq digitally nowadays. It depends on the book that I'm on though. Sometimes I think I'm going more towards digital, but I do like doing things on paper if I can. Like I would love to do a book where I do the sketches digitally on the Cintiq and then print it out and then ink it, because that's what I did with Citra, and I love that. It's just so fun to have inks with a brush, and it goes by faster. I think the inks go by faster. It's just the part that's slower is printing it out and then taping it onto a piece of paper and then inking it and then scanning it back in and repositioning it. That's the part that's slower. But anyway, that's that. So hey, if you guys want to ask questions, since I don't really pay attention to the comments, I did this before and it seemed to work. So if you have a question, type question in all caps at the beginning of your comment and then ask your question. And that way, if I'm scrolling through the comments, I can see it really clear, and then I will try to answer it if I see it. And then also super chats are another way to get my attention too. So that's that. Okay, back to work. What to do? Okay, so I got the flats, the local colors kind of figured out. Let's see, what do I want to do now? There's the lighting that comes from outside. I won't worry about that yet. There's that lighting, there's the shadows. Let's do a shadow pass. Actually, I have a couple different colors in the shadows this time. I usually don't do that, but that's okay. Like the skin color was turning kind of green, and so I adjusted just the skin shadow. Do that again. I'm just trying to match the coloring on that page. I'm not reinventing anything. Excuse me. I'm just trying to match it. Okay. So our lighting is coming from the window, which is... I'm totally cheating. The lighting is coming from a different direction. Every panel, practically. It's okay. It's okay. Can be cheated. Kind of something like that, I guess. They throw light on him. I think you'll change that all maybe. But the lighting has to be coming from the door, which also has the window on it. So it's kind of just all backlit, more or less. Or side lit. I don't know. I don't know the layout of the house. It's just a general guess of the layout. Okay. Thanks, Nick, for helping out. Question: do you get contacted by other creators looking for editorial reviews like the type included in the back cover? Much. I always wonder how common that is, especially with indie creators. I do every now and then. Like someone wanting a quote, or talking about things I like about other creators that are friends and that I like their work. Every now and then, I will take them based on just how much work I have, because that kind of stuff takes a lot of, I don't know. It's hard to just for me to switch my brain over to a different kind of thing. So sometimes that is kind of an annoying request, but I know how important it is to, I've asked people for favors to write things for my books, like intros, or it's usually someone who's, it's easier if it's someone who's worked on the book or helped edit it or something like that. It's kind of harder to just ask people for favors, I think. But yeah, I think it's common. I've asked plenty of people too, and I've been told no, like, oh, I don't have time. So that's just the way it is. Let's see. What do I want to do? I need to just finish these shadows. Okay. Shadows will be back, obviously. I want to zoom in. Oh, I forgot I can zoom in that way. Yay! Button. Okay. I'm so cheating these shadows. It's so bad. I don't know who she's looking at. Or who she's. I don't know what direction she is. I think she's back. I think it'd be best if she's backlit. That would mean the window would be behind her. But then she's not really. It's almost like the. I should have thought this out better. Once all the word blends in, you won't care. Let's see. I'm going to rotate her so now she's not fully in the shadows. Yeah, I'm just going to cheat it. She can be rotating in her chair. That's what she's doing. Hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I gotta put you on mute. Okay. Oh, I see another question. Matt says, question, at what point are you considering location for word bubbles and text? Have you planned that already in thumbnails prior to more polished work like you're doing now? Yeah, when I'm thumbnailing, I'm kind of always thinking about what they're going to be saying in each panel, and sometimes I make panels specifically for a certain sentence and stuff. And so there are some panels that I don't account for enough space, and so I end up having to cover up things. But that's kind of the nature of comics, is you end up covering up stuff for word balloons anyway, sometimes. So, but I do try to pay attention to how much space I will need for word balloons as I'm drawing it. Like, here's a lot of space up here, and the kid character, he's probably going to be covered up with a word balloon, and there'll be another one here. She's looking at outside up here, and so there'll probably be a word balloon down here covering up her arm. There's space up here above the door for word balloons, up here as well, even kind of down here covering up his body, covering up the foreground here. So that's kind of what I was thinking when I was drawing it. And this comic so far, I have a pretty tight script that I've been following, which is usually not like that with me. Usually I'll have a really loose script, like a thumbnail type script, a bullet point list type script, and then I'll figure out the words later. But I'll still know if there's going to be a lot of heavy dialogue that needs to happen, and the word balloons are really the last thing, unless it's a lot of dialogue. Then I'll leave a clear trail for those word balloons to follow. For instance, this page, there'll be a lot of words kind of up here in these areas, and it could be here, obviously up here, words. There could be subtle word balloons here, and then there's plenty of space here, right? So, yeah. I'm always kind of thinking of it, because in my mind, the word balloons and the words should be kind of part of the art. So it's like, by the time I'm done touching it, it should feel like it fits. That's the way I think of it anyway. It's a good question. Enjoying the regular show streams, by the way. Thank you. Glad you like them. It's keeping me motivated, keeping me like in my seat, which is good. But I have to problem solve while I'm streaming. That's the problem. Like I'm trying to figure out this lighting. What do I want? Do I want to favor the lighting I had from the previous panels, or do I want to just completely cheat it and just make it work good for the panel itself? Which usually that's the case. Usually I'll favor just making it look good for the panel, as long as it's not a glaring change. There was going to be a window. She was going to be looking out the window here, turning back, but she could just be walking behind the frame. She could just be walking away, but then she would be facing the other direction. What to do? I kind of like the idea of it getting lighter too as the scene goes, because she's kind of in shadow and silhouette, and then she kind of, it's almost like cheers up towards the end of the scene, so she's more illuminated, you know. Those are some ideas that I kind of think might help. Okay. No, what do I want to do? Shadow. Okay, I'm going to try something different. Here. I will, go back to what I had before. My lighting from before. Which is in shadows. It's kind of cute. I don't know if that's needed. It's not needed to have her mouth in the light, but it was just kind of a neat look. I guess the window could just be on that same side of the house, but just away down further that direction. I think it works. Okay, let's call that shadows. Let's call our shadow pass done for now. Now let's adjust. We could put, what could we put? I guess lighting, really. And then I'll adjust the shadow up for the skin tone to match. Select. What do we do? Color dodge, linear dodge. It's all just one big experiment. And we'll need to have the background glow separate from the foreground. Make it easier. Yeah, it's splitting my lines, which isn't fun. It's not good. My lines look not as nice and clean. But hey, let's do this. That works. Clean up the borders because everything's glowing now. Now everything's like glowy, which is not exactly what I want. Maybe I should clip it to the characters only. I also need to adjust these background colors. Excuse me. That kind of breaks up the color a little. Whew. Excuse me. Breaks up the foreground, background, I mean. What color should it be? That's the question. I almost like to have the backgrounds without lines. So we'll just make it real light. That way it doesn't draw attention to itself. Instead, the characters take all the attention. Okay. Getting close. Something's different though. Let's see. The shadows are on top of the glows. There, that's closer. Now I just need to adjust the shadows so that people's faces don't turn green. Okay, that's it. It's the purple. The shadows on her face. It's a little bit more of a purple in the blue. I'll try to imitate that here. I don't understand why it's so different. There. That's better. Still some kind of weird greens that'll adjust with the mom's hair and the boy's face. I don't really like the shadows on the dad when he's leaving. The shadows are going all over the place. It's like on the left side of the bowl and then on the right side of the kids. Time to fix it. Just do that. Simple. Simplify. Borders. I'm just going to do this to give the borders a nice black pass. So right now it's all blending together into the art. So the borders get the lighting, same lighting as the lines, which is not what I want. I don't need it to be perfect, but most of it needs to be nice. Almost done. Okay. Now our borders are nice and dark. Kind of want to push the background whiter on some of these panels. So I will select the background color, all of it. Duplicate it. It is really hailing out there. Okay, that's nice. Is it covering up? Oh. Oops. All right. Oh, that's the background color. No, I'm gonna keep her hair orange. That's the thing about this sequence is she has newly orange hair, and that's what the whole conversation is about. So we'll keep it orange. Not quite sure about the background still, but I do like a little bit of yellow in there. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of talking, so. I don't want this comic to be super colorful, and it is. It's turning into vibrant rainbow. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Anything going on? Okay, I see some new questions. Question Flied Fox Pro says, "Why is Phobos so good, and when can we have more of it?" I don't know. I don't know why it's so good. I love working on it. Maybe that's why, and you can feel my love for it shining through in the pages. I'd love to work on more Phobos. This comic right now is paying my bills for this year, and so So it kind of, this is a good opportunity for me right now. And I would love to, my goal, my thought right now, my current thought, and this changes all the time, is that I'd love to focus on Phobos next year. So this year, this comic I'll finish. And then Phobos, I'm thinking I will try to release 100-page issues or chapters through Amazon. And similar, well, I'll just show you. So I originally released Phobos. Let me just go full screen. I originally released Phobos as these little tiny 100-page volumes, 100-page books. And this is chapter 3. You know, this is all in the Phobos trade, in the Phobos volume 1. But these are the 3 chapters I released to patrons only. And then I collected it into a book form, the hardcover book, 300-page book. What I'd like to do is release Phobos on Amazon using their print-on-demand service, like this little Book of Enoch that I made. And because they have a nice black and white print-on-demand type book, and the hardcover is nice. And so I'm thinking of re-releasing these as 100-page hardcover books. Hopefully the price would be like $9, under $10 per volume, per issue. And so if that's my plan, then I would like to release one every month. And I know that's kind of a crazy idea. Doug Tenaple gave me that idea. But I already have 3 issues done. They're just, you can't find them online anywhere because I'm not selling them. So if I worked on it for the first 6 months out of the year, and tried to finish another at least 3 or 4 chapters, then I could start releasing them once a month on Amazon, and I would hopefully be able to have all 12 chapters done within a year, right? 12 months. And then the whole first arc would be finished and available to the public. And so I wouldn't do a Kickstarter if I did that, because it would be all an Amazon type thing. And I don't know if that'll work. I don't know if that will make me any money, or if it will, which is kind of like, it has to make money in order to spend a whole year working on it. I'm sure some money will come in, but I won't make very much per book if I'm selling for $9, $10, because I'll probably only get $1 or $2 profit per book, per issue. But then again, if people are buying 12 issues, and that's $1 or $2 profit per issue, then that would mean with the whole story, I'd be getting $12 to $24 for the whole story, which is, a decent amount. And hopefully with Amazon, it actually sells a lot, because of the sales rank would go up if a lot of people are buying issues. So I don't know. That's part of the question with what to do with Phobos, is how to release it so that I can continue paying the bills with it while I'm working on it, because it is going to take me a year or 2 probably to finish the whole first arc, which will be 1,200 pages long, basically about 1,000 to 1,200 pages long for the whole first arc, the main arc that I have written. There's another arc that I'm toying with, but I haven't gotten very far with it as far as the idea goes. And I don't know if I'll ever do the second arc. I mainly want the first arc because it's what I've been dreaming about ever since I was a kid. So, question, where can I get Phobos? If you want it, email me. I got my site working again, coffeetablecomics.com. Send me a message through there, and I'll sell you one. I'll sell you a hardcover, which is, I'm assuming you know what it looks like, but I'll sell you one of these glow-in-the-dark hardcovers, 300-page, get it on screen, 300-page hardcover books here. I only sell these directly to people, or give them directly to people. They're not available online anywhere. Just because I'm not sure. I never put an ISBN number on those because I didn't know if I wanted it to be a publicly purchasable thing yet. And so I was going to do that when I released volume 2, but now I'm not sure how I'll release volume 2. And I think Amazon is the answer. So yes, message me. I was selling them for $30 a book. So they're a little pricey, but that is the price plus whatever the shipping is. And if you're domestic, then it would be maybe $5-6 shipping, medium L shipping. And yes, Nico is saying on Patreon, you can't, I don't know if you can you order it? I don't know if the links are still valid to be able to purchase little copies like I showed you. Last I checked, those links stopped working. It was a print-on-demand service through Kablam. And then you can read it online, but it's slightly different than what you see in the print. So it depends on what you want. If you want it online, I believe you can still read all of it through links by becoming a patron for at least $1 a month. So yes, I did release the hardcover. It was a Kickstarter, or it was a Indiegogo campaign, and I just have copies of it in my storage, and I'm just holding on to them. Eventually I'll offer them for sale on a new Kickstarter sometime. And but yeah, you can only get them through me. So let's see, what else do we got here? Lots of comments. Hey, there's Gabe. Welcome, Gabe. Jason Bernard. Jason books are good, but he doesn't have a hype machine. Just a lot of devoted fans. Yeah, I don't know. I've worked in advertising for so long that I almost feel like I hate advertising, and so it affects my marketing, it affects everything about what I do. And I know it's a problem. I should be able to market my stuff better, especially after working in advertising. But I just, my thought process for years and years has been make the content, and I hate using the word content now, make the library of intellectual property. And when the time is right, the doors will open up to license it, and people will find it. As long as I can pay my bills now while I'm making it, and as long as I keep growing the intellectual property that I'm creating and making more and more and more, then when the right people find it and the right things happen to where I can turn on that hype machine, I'll have a lot of stuff to be able to sell people. So that's kind of the way I've looked at it. And so far it's been working. I get enough to keep things floating. The bills are all paid, and I'm not stressed out about money. I live very simple, and I don't really spend money other than on, every now and then I'll spend money, but I don't have a lavish lifestyle, and I live in a very simple, low, very small bills are needed to pay for my life. So, yeah, and that was all intentional. It's not like I'm here by accident. I mean, some things are accident. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place, you guys. But yeah, it's very purposely strategized to make things as cheap as I can to live, so I can make as much of this as I can without the stress of money, without this type of stuff having to generate tons of money. Because I don't want to make decisions based on money. I want to make decisions based on getting the best thing out there that I feel like I should say with a message I love. I just said earlier that this is paying my bills. It's because it is. There's ways that this is paying my bills, and but it was still something that I would want to work on this even if it didn't pay my bills right now. Does that make sense? It just so happens that if I work on this now, it brings in a little extra money. So that's all good stuff. So in that way, you can do it longer. And my goal is to just keep building the bank account so that I can, have enough money to pay for the bills for next year, so that I can work on another project without worrying about the bills next year, and that will make money for the project for the next year. So it's always kind of like adding to that account so I can keep making things and not stressing out about it. So anyway, hopefully, I don't know why I went there, but yeah, I guess it's because of the Phobos question. I just don't know how to publish Phobos just yet. And I think it's Amazon. And I was going to work on, I pitched Call Me Hello, this one that I'm working on, like 2.5 years ago. And it was going to be the next thing I was going to start working on. So it's kind of going according to plan. It's green. It's green. What do I do? Oh, I know. I need to adjust her hair. I think her hair color is a little different in the shadows. Let's try it. Okay, shadow, lock pixels. That really didn't do much. Yeah, it looks a little better, I think. I can't tell. Okay, now it's the kid's green, which is mainly in his shadows. I could adjust his. No, let's try his shadow layer first. That's not the same color at all as before, but I like it, so we'll just keep it like that. And his shirt, let me adjust his shirt shadow. Yeah, whatever. I think that's okay. I don't want people to be looking at the kid. I think he's going to be covered up with words. Anyway. What do I want to change? I kind of want to make the box glowing. Glowing box. I'm getting too nitpicky right here. This is bad. This is bad. Stop it. Stop as I continue. Stop as I keep going. Come on. Oh, never mind. Where'd everything go? The mom's hair is still too green for me. That's better. Why is it not working? Okay, I need to work on the outside, and then I might darken up all this foreground stuff in the window, like of the mom looking out the window. I might darken all that once I finish the outside. Yes. Yes. Oops. Okay, now to draw this outside scene. I just don't know. I don't think anything's bothering me too much, but I don't like this frame. It's not too bad. I also don't want to paint it photorealistic either. Mom's eyes are white. Mhm. I'm just kind of making flats right now. I'll fully adjust the colors once I get them all in there. Oh, but for now, I wish someone else was in here so I could take a break and they can talk. But you know what? It's good. It keeps me focused. Focus is good. Okay, let's do this sidewalk. Gray. Now the guy. Not the most amazing drawing there, but hey, it works. Or maybe I should try to put the words in too. No need to apologize, Nick. Okay, getting closer. I don't like this little kid right here. The kid here in the foreground. I had a cereal box there first, and then I drew the kid in because I was like, "Mur, mur, mur, mur." But no, now the kid's annoying. He looks like he's too small and too low, and I don't know. Once I get the word blends in, I'll decide if I want to even have him in there. Maybe he'll just be removed. I don't know. We'll see. Glowing grass. Wishes. Mhm. Putting too much work into this background scene. Okay, now let's do a nice glow over top of it. And now I can darken up the foreground. With that one panel. And some window shine. Kind of looks like sunlight. Whichever it is, I don't care. Looks fine. Darken the curtains. It's kind of neat. Mm. Don't know if I want it dark or not. I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm gonna just darken up the inside even more for this panel. There's a lot of red in there. Where's that red coming from? I like the glow. As you can tell, I'm not really sure what I want with this panel. I want glow, so it matches, but I don't want glow. What is it? I want it darker, so the outside is brighter. But I don't want it darker. Come on. That is really bright. Maybe adjust the actual glow itself. Yes. Looking too much. Too much work. Stop. Stop. The kid must stop. No. The internal battle. Kind of like red, so it pops it out. Wow, it looks too sunsetty. Why is this hard? Okay, there's too much yellow down there. Yellow. Where's the yellow coming from? Oh, maybe that's coming from here. Yes. Man, really going back and forth. Now something looks. I feel like I did something that I liked, and then I just destroyed what I liked. somehow. I liked the glow that was out there. It was that brown glow. Getting tired of working on this panel because I keep changing it. Shadows. Okay, I bet you guys are probably giving me hints and suggestions that I'm ignoring. Man, okay. I think I need to just stop. Ooh, I know what I can do. I know. Kind of green. Greeny. No. Bad. All right, do you think I'm going insane here? Just working it over and over again. It's really a simple scene. There's no orange like coming in and out of the door. I'm gonna just add a little layer of orange to the curtain. Not orangen. A layer of orangen. Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. Just hint at it. What is that little dot by her eyebrow? Well, I think that tells the story. Have the words in there. It will definitely tell the story. There's some weird reds in the bushes. But does that matter? Change the rage to something else. kind of like the reds now. Keep it like that. Okay, I don't know if there's anything else that I should change. It matches pretty good with the page before. The pages before. Figure the light's right behind him, so kind of would make sense for it to go white with that white light. His hand. That's good enough. Good enough for my eyeballs. Yay! I see Nick. Hey, Nick.
Hello.
How's it going?
I just got out of work.
Okay. I was just about ready to be done because I think I got this page to a place where I'm okay with it. But let's see. I see a question. I recently finished storyboards for a volume of a fantasy webcomic I'm currently working on that's 260-ish pages long, which is daunting to think about sometimes. Do you feel the same way? Yeah, 260 pages is a lot. So you just have the storyboard, so you're kind of just at the thumbnail phase. Yeah, it's daunting, but you know, if you kind of give yourself some goals, like my goal is 250 pages for this, and I'm trying to do a spread every day, whether that's drawing and inking or color. So that ends up being about a page a day. And then, you know, at the end of the year, you look back and you're like, wow, I had a lot of time to do that. So, but yeah, if you look at it all as a whole, it seems daunting. Look at it as individual little page projects. And if you're enjoying each page, then it's not so bad. It's actually enjoyable. For me, it is anyway. Like, look at that. I got 6 pages done right here. Woohoo! Not today, but I got 2 pages colored today. Yeah. I might do some more too. Maybe not on the stream, but I might take a break. Let's see, what time is it anyway? Where's my time? Oh, I'm gonna have to go pick up my kids pretty soon anyway, so that's that. Another question. Will Sither be offered again sometime in the future? That's the hope. I'd love to release it as a 2-volume set or something like that. We're kind of, I'm always like thinking of how to repackage it and resell it. I think the 6-volume set is a little intense to try to purchase for people, when they first discover it, because it's 6 hardcover books that are all $25 each. So that's just a lot of money to spend on one story. If you are interested in the if anyone's interested in buying the volume set of Sithra in the slipcases, I still have some that I'm slowly selling. So send me an email message through coffeetablecomics.com if you're interested. You can still find a lot of them on Amazon, I believe. I haven't looked in a while, but I believe my distributor still has some on hand that they can sell. So anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. All right, you'll be emailing me. Okay. Yeah, please do. coffeetablecomics.com. That's where you can get a hold of me. Let's see. Let me see. What else do I got to share? If you guys haven't seen my Enoch book yet, it is on Amazon right now. 150 pages. The Dreams of Enoch. Super simple stuff. Simple style. I did it all last year. So anyway, that's available now. It's like $14, $15. Cognitive Drawing. I'm accepting pre-orders for a couple more days for Cognitive Drawing. How do I send you there? Let me find the link really quick. So if you guys missed the Kickstarter, I have a little pre-order store for people who missed the Kickstarter. Let me copy the link for you. I'll put it in the chat. Okay, so here's the link at the bottom of the screen. If you missed it, there's a couple more days. Today and tomorrow. Let me just make sure. You can get the digital book. Here, I'll just put it on the screen. So here's what the pre-order store looks like. And so anyone who adds, to the Kickstarter, you got 1 day and 11 hours left, basically. You could get the male or female book, and it'll just, your orders will be grouped in with the Kickstarter. So it's all getting shipped out of the UK to everywhere in the world. So shipping is a little more pricey to America than I hoped. It's like $14 a book for a book, and then $18 for both books for shipping alone to America. Some of the other countries are cheaper. Obviously, the digital ones don't have shipping. So if anyone wants to be a part of the Kickstarter fulfillment before that window closes, I got a day and a half left on that. So jump over there and get it. This will, let's see. It'll probably be into April when I think shipping is going to be happening. So the books are printed already now. They're all, they're being bound right now. And then I'm just going to send the final tally of orders to the fulfillment house. So once this window closes, I'll send that final tally and everyone's addresses who filled out their surveys. There's still about 100 people who haven't filled out their surveys yet. So I don't know if they're digital orders or not, but anyway, so that's happening. Little tiny window of time left if you want to jump on board that. And if you're interested in where Call Me Hallow is going to be, which now that I look at that, there's more greens that I want to fix. Oh no, green. If you guys are interested in reading this, it's going to be available to read on Macroverse. That's where it's going to be at when it comes out digitally, is on Macroverse. And and then eventually I'll release it physically some way. I think we're going to shop it around a little bit, see if publishers would want to publish it before I do a Kickstarter. If I have to do a Kickstarter for it, I don't know what that will look like just yet, but there's a possibility of doing a Kickstarter for it at the end of this year. We'll just have to see. But I'm not making any solid plans yet with the physical book. But the goal is to have it eventually printed as a physical book. So there you go. I see one more question here now. Is the second edition for males much different? I support the first edition. I think it is, because let me just show you some pages from it. There's a lot more like hints, helpful hints. I added a couple more tutorials of arms, like some things that were kind of missing. Not missing, but just based on the feedback, I realized it could be better. Let's see, how would I easily show this to you guys? I don't have. I could do it through InDesign. Give me a second to load up InDesign. Yeah, so there's more helpful hints. So all the pictures with the guy, the original version had a photograph and then a sketch. I've combined those two because it looked better for the female book. So I copied the female book design, and then I added more helpful hints. Let me get this over on screen. So this was the digital version. Let's see. I reorganized the book too, so it's more in order. Before, the old book jumped around a lot more. The new book focuses on parts, like certain parts, and then just moves through the whole body, focusing on certain areas. Like all the legs are all at once instead of scattered throughout. I've changed the muscle memory stuff to be a little bit. I think this is better, to where you're doing muscle memory with actual lines that will create the body parts, So here's a good example of how the reference looks different. So I have a lot more of this stuff in it, where it's like it has the photograph that's traced over, and then there's hints of how to think about it, whether it's shapes or the muscles underneath, just because it seemed like it was okay the way it was. It's just I was assuming people could really see the shapes themselves without me pointing them out, and this way it explains a lot of things that it references things we taught back pages ago with the sketches. It references some other frames of how to build the shoulder, and then there's things like muscle memory just in there too, so you can just kind of see how it just expands on what was in that first book. And like these are new pages here, I believe, where it's just more sketches, more hints, more ways to think about things as you're drawing it. So I think the reference is much better now. Like this is a new page of arms, different angles. See, the muscle memory pages are better, I think. Here's a whole sketch page of just arms, which wasn't in the first book. So I don't know, this stuff is really great, I think. More hints, right? The hints are the biggest deal in my mind. That's what really makes the new book good. So yeah, and then the female book is like this. It has a similar kind of feel to the model, mixed with the sketch, mixed with constructive hints of how to think about it. Let me go fast forward a little bit to later on because you have, well, obviously the back, but there's some, some of the things are exactly the same, but then blah, blah, blah. So here we go. So now with the legs, there's like a little bit more stuff. It's loading, it's thinking. Come on, think faster. I think it's just a better resource. So now when you're done with the book, it's easier to flip back and see what you learned because all the legs are together. I have all the hands at the very end. Hands and feet are at the very end now. So I think it will be a better resource. Like once you've finished the book, you could still use it as a reference after the fact now, because you also have all the hints in there, and it's easier to find what section of the body you're working on. And so the female book is just like this too. It copies the same format and the same way the reference material is there. So anyway, that's kind of what's different about it. I think it's better. I think it's a lot better. So there's just more to it. And there you go. So yeah, like once again, the link to that is in the YouTube right here. So if you follow this link, you got a day and a half left to grab a copy if you want it. The digital copies they go out shortly after you buy them. So I'm trying to fulfill those now. So you have to complete the survey and they'll charge your card and all that stuff. And then BackerKit gives you a link to download the digital copies. So that's it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me and watching me struggle with this. I might open it up tomorrow and like adjust some greens a little bit more, take out some of the greens in the page. But for the most part, I'm pretty pleased with the coloring. So, okay. Thanks again, you guys. I'll see you in the next broadcast, whenever that is. Probably tomorrow.
Jason?